Guitar playing to me is such a large part of my life. I mean, I can safely say that guitar, it's beyond just playing it. It's become a behavior of mine. It's something that helps define myself to myself. It gives me a real sort of foundation as to what I feel and believe that I'm put on this earth to do, which is to make music. And you know, the guitar is like the foundation of that. If I'm bummed out, I'll go to my guitar. Now, a lot of times when I'm like really stressed out or I'm dealing with anxiety, I'll just play till I just calm down. When I'm feeling like I have this feeling inside that just needs to get out, guitar helps that feeling. It's a creative tool, but on the other hand, it's also a rehabilitative, emotional, spiritual tool that I use as well, you know, to feed my inner self. My household, when I was growing up, ever since I could remember, ever since I was a toddler, there was always a radio going on. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I had an older brother who was 11 years older than me. And so there was always music going on. When I was in seventh grade, a friend came over and said, "Look at this band, look how cool they are." And he showed me the album cover, and I was looking at it, and I thought, wow, what a strange looking band. What are they called? And my friend said, Kiss. I'm thinking, And so we put the album on, and all of a sudden, it was exactly what I wanted to hear, strangely enough. And this friend came over with other albums. We started listening to Kiss, Skinner, Thin Lizzy, ZZ Top. The very first guitar player to really have a huge impact on me was probably Jimi Hendrix. I think I was about 13 or 14 years old when I saw the documentary called, a film about Jimi Hendrix. It's the one where he's sitting on a stool playing a 12-string guitar. When I saw Hendrix up on the screen, I was just blown away because I was seeing a complete package. I was seeing a guy who could play guitar amazingly, who looked so different and so unique. He was just so much of a dynamic performer. It was everything, and it was everything that I wanted to be. And at one point I thought, this guy, he's the ultimate in guitar playing, and I want to be just like him. I want to play just as well as him. I wanted to be Jimi Hendrix. All the traditional guitar players up to that point were a huge influence on me too, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and then, American guitar players like Eddie Van Halen, Joe Perry and Brad Whitford, Pat Travers, Thin Lizzy, and then I discovered UFO. When I first heard UFO and first heard Michael Schenker, my whole attitude changed. And to this day, Michael Schenker and Jimi Hendrix are some of my main influences. My first decent guitar was a Fender Strat. And I routed out the pickup, put a humbucker in there because that's what everyone else was doing, right at the bridge position. After getting bored with that, I moved on to Gibson Flying V, which I still have. And then I realized I needed a second backup guitar. So I bought a Kramer, and this is when Floyd Roses had just come out. I go to a rehearsal, Exodus, start playing, go for the whammy bars, start doing this, and pop! And I go, dang, okay. What was that pack of strings? And I read it, and I go, okay, I'm not going to use those. Go to the store, buy a different pack of strings, play at rehearsal, use the whammy bar, pop! Look at the pack of strings, okay, I'm not going to use those. Third pack, third try, go to rehearsal, whammy bar, all right, it's all right. Check my tuning, it's staying in tune. Into rehearsal, I didn't break any strings. What was the name of that? Those strings? Ernie Ball Super Slinky. Okay, Ernie Ball Super Slinky, these are the ones we need. I was 18 years old. I started using Ernie Ball Super Slinkies because they didn't break. My attack is just heavy-handed. So I need strings that can take that heavy-handedness, stay in tune, and still sound clean and shimmering and shiny. The only strings I've ever found to do that were Ernie Ball's. End of story. So what I use is the 3 top strings are from a 10 set, and then the bottom 3 strings are from a 48 set. And the reason for that is, as a lead guitar player, I need to be able to bend out the light strings. And if I have 11s on, I notice that over the course of a tour, my hand gets fatigued. But if I go to 10s, it's okay over the course of a tour. It's so bizarre. And it only took me 10 years to realize that. Obviously, the bass strings I want a heavier gauge so that it sounds heavier, it sounds fuller when I play. You need a solid musical idea. And, the solid musical idea can come out of anywhere, anything. Now, that can come out of an acoustic guitar, it can come out of an electric guitar, it can come out of, me just messing around with a recorder, singing something into my phone. What I do is I ask myself, is this something that I'm going to be playing quietly or heavy? Tons of distortion or minimal distortion, lead sound, rhythm sound, clean sound, echo, effects. I go down a mental list of the obvious possibilities for this musical idea. All this stuff, gear-wise, equipment-wise, is added after I have a solid musical idea. It's very rare that the equipment will dictate any sort of music idea for myself. Nothing beats just having a good, solid basis for your idea and then taking it through the equipment rather than the other way around. We've been around for over 3 decades. We're in our 4th decade, And, we've been around so long, and people have seen the Metallica name for so long that, through pure osmosis, we've become part of American culture, our social culture. Now we have fans who have been born and have always had Metallica. Metallica's always been in the background. To those people, we are something more than just a band. We're part of the cultural landscape. I like to see it as doing my job as far as furthering the course of music, I just hope that the job I'm doing is good enough so that people can say, that's pretty good. And, I like what he's doing. I can do that. And they pick up a guitar and try and do what I do. I've been inspired so much from my idols that it just, took over my life. And thank God it did. Thank God it did. And I'm hoping that, there are people out there who I can inspire to do the same and become good, honest musicians with, who play with a lot of sincerity, integrity, and emotion and create good music for me to listen to 20 years from now. For me, it's all about just having fun and being creative and doing things that are different and new and exciting, and also checking out what other discoveries and explorations other people have done and seeing what new and cool and different things they've done, and hope that stuff inspires me. I'm a guitar player, but I'm still a player in all this too, in that I'm still checking people out, I'm still looking at equipment, I'm still looking for, something that I've never heard before. I'm still curious about music and other musicians and other techniques and approaches and perspectives. If I can further that sort of musical curiosity along, and inspire that in other people, man, I think I've done my job.
I didn't get a guitar till I was about 19. We used to go over and drink beers and do other things at my buddy's house, and his dad would play Bob Dylan songs. And I just went to a pawn shop and got a guitar, and immediately started writing songs.